Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we are back ranking ships in World of Warships Legends. So last week and the week before we did videos covering the tier 4 tech tree ships and premium. So this covers everything, every single tier 4 in the game. Okay, we covered all of them. We covered all of the tier 4 destroyers. We covered all the tier 4 battleships, and we covered all of the tier 4 cruisers. Okay, now we're carrying on, and we are covering the tier 5 ships. So we're starting this off with the destroyers. So let's jump right in, but before we do, I want to remind you guys that I'm going to be ranking these ships based off of my opinions and whatnot, okay? So obviously, you might have your own opinions about these ships. I might rank, these ships in a place where you might not agree, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, this video is subjective, meaning, yeah, it's kind of my own personal opinions on all of these ships. Okay, so with all that out of the way, let's jump right in, starting off with the Fushun. The Fushun. It's the Pan-Asian Tier 5 Tech Tree Destroyer. I'm going to throw this one in C. I don't think it's D tier. Like, it's not garbage, but it's not, like, anything special, not anything great. And, I mean, if anything, at most, it would be a B tier, but it's not an A or an S tier. So I'm going to keep it at C. I'm not a big fan. The guns are okay. The torpedoes are okay. They are, obviously, the Pan-Asians, they have deep water torpedoes, so they are only able to hit cruisers, battleships, and carriers. So that's one downside, okay, in of itself. You're not able to hit other destroyers. So in a fight, you really have to be careful, because if a destroyer comes right up on you, you can't torp it. Like, you have to really be picking your fights a little carefully. But overall, I mean, they have potential. The Pan-Asian DDs, starting at tier 5, honestly, even before that, they all have potential. But they definitely are interesting, to say the least. They're not very good at anything, but they're not bad at anything. They're a perfect kind of like in between, just an interesting line, right? So yeah, the torpedoes, if you can actually hit them, like on battleships, on carriers, on cruisers, they do a lot of damage and they have a higher flooding chance and whatnot. So there's that. And the guns are okay, but they're not great. Okay, so overall, I think it's okay, but it's nothing special. In my experience, it's nothing special. Now, the other ship that is the premium version is the Anshan. Now, I will put this at A tier. In my experience, I have a lot more playtime with the Anshan. The Anshan is basically a Fushun, but with, like, really good reloading guns and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. I actually quite like the Anshan. It's one of my favorite tier 5 destroyers, actually. And the reason being is just the guns. You all should know by now, I absolutely love gunboats. I love being able to daka. The Anshan can do that really well. Like, I have my reload almost down to 2 seconds. It's retarded. Like, yeah, you just cycle guns so quick, and just because of that, I like it. And obviously, it's a premium ship, so it makes more money, it makes more XP, and all that stuff. So I really like the Anshan. The Fushun, not so much. Why would I play Fushun when I got Anshan? You know what I mean? So there you go. The Pan-Asian's done. Okay, so that's the Pan-Asian destroyers. Fushun's a C for me. At best, maybe a B. And obviously the Anshan, I actually quite like the Anshan. It's an A tier for me. Now the Icarus. I think the Icarus is actually an all-around really solid destroyer. I'm going to put this in an A tier. Not B tier, A tier. I think the Icarus is really good all around. It's got sonar, which is unique. Not many destroyers have sonar except for the Germans and the British. And the Icarus is actually the first British destroyer in the whole line to get access to sonar. And in the future ships to come, with the Jervis and the Lightning, they also get sonar as well. Now, the sonar range is not very good. It's only 3.5 kilometers, but the duration is very good. Like, very good, like 3 minutes. So, yeah, being able to have a sonar, and on top of that, you got a bunch of short duration smoke screens that you can keep on popping over and over and over again. It's really fun. I really like the Icarus, and I like the British destroyers overall. Once you start getting a tier 5. Now, tier 4, I'm not a big fan, but tier 5 is where the British DDs start becoming really fun. They have decent guns, really good utility. You got smoke screens. You've got sonars, and you have good guns, and you have good torpedoes. The Icarus comes with 10 torpedoes, and I believe they're a little on the higher end for reload, but you have 10 of them, and you can fire them sequentially, meaning you can fire them one at a time. So it makes the Icarus a very good contender at tier 5 for just going around contesting caps, torping things, gunning things down. It can do a lot of that. And since it's a British destroyer, it has an increased fire chance. I think the fire chance on the Icarus is about 9%, if I recall. Might be 7, but I know most destroyers have a base fire chance of around 5%. So an extra few percentage points on the fire chance helps to just burning things down and whatnot. So overall, I think Icarus pretty solid. I quite like it in my experiences with it. It's fun. I like it a lot. The Monahan. I think it's a B tier. I'm not a big fan of the Monahan. I mean, I love American ships, but Monahan's just, I've never really been a big fan of it. The Monahan, it has good, decent guns, but it only has 4 of them. Only 4 guns. Now, it is a premium ship, so I have to give it respect there. It does make a bit of money. But the main thing about the Monahan, that I would say the only thing that's good about it is the torps. The torps are really good. They hit like trucks. They have really far range. And if you guys know how to use torpedoes, which, believe me, I don't. I always seem to miss every torpedoes. All my torpedoes. You could give me 1,000 torps. I will find a way to miss 95% of them, okay? So torp boat's never really my thing. So Monahan and I never really got along because of that. But it's okay. Again, I don't mind playing it, but I don't, I'd rather just play Mahan, the Mahan, the Mahan, the Mahan. I would rather play the Mahan over Monahan every day. Okay? So overall, I think the Monahan's okay, but in my experience, it's nothing special. But it's definitely not a C tier, just because the fact that it has really good torps, and you combine that with its premium, and you also have good reloading guns, it can do things. I've seen people do nasty shit with the Monahan, and I've even done nasty shit with the Monahan. So I don't mind it, but it's not an A or an S tier, and it's definitely not a C tier or a D tier. I think it's just an in-between really good solid DD, but it's nothing like crazy to go in A or S tier, okay? Next on the list is the Stored. The Stored is an interesting one. I think it's a C tier. In my experience, I don't mind it, but it's not special. Like, the guns are okay. The torps, you only get 1 rack of torps. It's really weird. I almost want to put it in D tier, but I kind of like it. It's weird. I kind of like it, but it's just a weird destroyer. I really don't have a lot of playtime with it, but overall, I think the Stored, it's just mid. It's nothing special. I mean, you got okay guns. You've got decent torps, but you've only got like 1 rack of them, if I recall. Yeah, it can struggle, man. It's not a carry destroyer, that's for sure. You require some teammates. If you don't have that, you're fucked, because you cannot put out enough torpedoes to make people think twice before pushing you, and you don't put out enough DPM with your guns to really make people be like, oh shit, what the hell? It's just not that special. And Stored is not going to be winning any gunfights against like Mahan or a lot of other destroyers that are going to be coming up here soon. The Leone, I don't mind it. I'm going to put it at C tier. The Leone has decent guns and it has good torps. Honestly, just because of that, I'm going to put it at B tier. Just because it has good torps and good guns, it deserves to be in B tier. I don't have a lot of playtime with it personally, but I do know its potential. I've seen some crazy things happen with the Leone. The torpedoes hit like freight trains. The guns hit pretty well as well. Overall, Leone in the right hands, for y'all crazy destroyer captains out there, like there's some crazy people out there with DDs, you can make Leone really, really good. I don't have a lot of playtime with it. I might even have less than like 10 battles on it. So just because of that, I'll be respectful, give it a B tier. It could even be A or S tier if I played it more, but in my experience, it's, again, nothing crazy, but it definitely has potential, like the Monahan, for example. They both have a lot of potential in the right hands. They're definitely a more intermediate to like higher, level DD required, captain to play. Like, you got to be really good to make these things work. Otherwise, it's really weird. It's going to be tough to do stuff with. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Some people might put this in A or S tier. I've heard really good things about it, but in my experience, I haven't really experienced much with it. You know what I mean? The Le Gloriex, I've never played it. I need to make another tier, like just for like ships that I've never even, Can I like make another tier? I don't think I can. I'll just put it in D tier. I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. I know it's a French DD, the Le Gloriex or the Le Glorieux. I know their X is probably silent because French. I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if the guns are good. I don't know if the torps are good. You have to let me know in the comments below. I have no knowledge whatsoever about the about this destroyer. I have zero knowledge. So you all could let me know in the comments below. The Aviary, the Aviar. It's definitely going in D tier. Not a big fan. I've played it maybe a few times. It's Italian. I don't like Italian DDs. I just never have. Their torps are shit, and their guns are pretty decent, but that's about it. Their guns are okay, and that's the only redeeming quality about them, is they have SAP shells, and they can be nasty in gunfights, but other than that, they do poor in every other category. Like, when it comes to, like, holding down a flank, putting torpedoes out there constantly, making people regret life choices, the Italians don't do that very well, and because of that, I don't like them. I just never have. The Bovoy, same thing. Bovoy has, it just doesn't have a great impact on the battles. The guns are mediocre. The torps aren't great. It's mediocre. Across the board, in my experience, the Bovoy, the Aviaire, I've only played a few battles in them, maybe less than 20 battles. Not a fan. Probably will never care about these two destroyers ever. Okay. Same with the Vosteros. Not a big fan of the Vosteros. It's got decent little torpedoes. They reload quick, but the problem is they hit like fucking carrier torpedoes. They hit really low damage. They have a decent flood chance, but overall, I don't really like... I think they're better in my... Hold on. I'll put it in C tier. I'll put the Vosteros in C tier just because I've had better experiences with it. I had some pretty good games with it. The torpedoes are really fast, and they don't hit very hard, like I said. They're really low damage torps, like 6,000-7,000 a hit, but they have a high flood chance, and the guns I forgot to talk about. The guns are pretty decent as well. So just because of that fact that they're pretty good all around, I don't mind it. I actually quite like the Pan-Euro DDs. I'm even going to put ahead of Stored because it's just, yeah, I much prefer it over Stored. It actually has more torpedoes. It's got, I think, more guns. I think it has 6 guns, if I recall. So I definitely prefer it. But I don't really play it a whole lot either. You know, it's not like one of those DDs I'm going to go out of my way at tier 5 to play. You know what I mean? So, moving on to the Gnevny, that's going in A tier. A lot of people might be surprised by that. But the only redeeming quality about Gnevny, okay, the torps are horrible, but the only redeeming quality is the guns. You can do some funny shit with the Gnevny. You can put on Vladimir Trebetskoy and run his fire skill, and you can have a 16% fire chance. I love Russian DDs. They're fun as shit, and they set fires like cruisers. They are all cruisers, bro. They're miniature cruisers, and you can build them for range, have like a 12-plus kilometer range on them all, and have a 16% fire chance and burn people down with them. Just because of that alone, I fucking love it. I love the Gnevny. It's definitely going in A tier. I don't think it's going to go S tier. I'm going to save S tier for some upcoming ships. But overall, I think Gnevny, pretty solid. I like it a lot. Actually, I'm probably going to put it at the top of A tier just because, you know. The Eagle, C tier. I don't have a lot of playtime with it. Never really was a big fan of it. It's unique because it's the only French destroyer, I believe, to have a smoke screen. 95% of Frenchies with their DDs, they have no smoke screens. So there's that. But other than that, I mean, the guns are okay. The torps are good. But in my experience, which is not a lot of experience, I'm not a big fan. Never really have been a super fan of French DDs. It's okay, though. In the right hands, the Eagle can be really decent. But for me personally, I've only probably played less than 10-20 battles with it. I've never been a big fan of it, you know what I mean? Now, the first S-tier ship of this list, the T-61. Oh my god, this is probably my go-to destroyer at tier 5 for, like, competitive games, okay? Just because of the fact that, number one, it's got sonar, and it has German sonar, so it has almost a 5-kilometer range on its sonar. It's got smoke, so you can sit in your smoke screen, you can sonar people, and it's disgusting because of that. The T-61's guns are pretty decent as well. They cycle pretty fast. They don't hit very hard, but they cycle quickly, so you can constantly put pressure on the enemy and dish out torpedoes every, like, minute. Less than a minute. The torps are really good as well. Overall, T-61 is it's pretty much good in every category. It can torp really well. It can gun if it needs to. It has sonar. It has smoke screens. and it's a premium ship. T-61. If you love destroyers, it's a must-have at tier 5. It's awesome. I love my T-61, and I don't know. There's nothing else to say. I love it. It's an S tier. It's going in S tier. It stays in S tier. It's awesome. The Jarua. This is one of those, again, like the Le Glorier. I have no experience with it. I've never played it. I don't know anything really about it, other than it is a Pan-American destroyer. And that's it. I've never played it. I don't know anything about it, so I can't rank it really. I wish I had a can't rank, section. Whatever. Anyway, Fubuki, that's probably going in S tier as well. Lots of people out there love their Fubukis. I'm not a big fan of the Fubuki, but I do occasionally still play it. I like, if I want to go out and torpedo, Fubuki is a god at that. Honestly, at tier 5, the Fubuki is probably the best torpedo boat at the tier. Fubuki can put out 9 610mm torpedoes that hit like freight trains every minute. It's disgusting. I've done some crazy fucking shit with the Fubuki. Even though I'm not a very good torpedo guy, I don't hit torps very well, but when it comes to like Fubuki, I've had some insane games. And you combine that with the fact that Fubuki actually has 6 guns as well. They have a really long reload, but the Alpha Strike, if you can actually get all 6 or even 5 or 4 of those shells to land on a target, it can do some things. Fubuki's nasty. So I have to respect it. Even though I have almost like a hatred for torpedo boats, but I have to give respect where respect is due. Fubukis, in the right hands, can be fucking disgusting on so many different levels. But if, like, let's say, for example, a T-61 comes up on you, GG, there's nothing you can do. If a Gaede comes up on you, if a Gallant or any other gunboat that's slightly better than you with better DPM comes up on you, GG, bro. There's almost nothing you can do except hope to God that you hit him with one of your torps or you turn away and run, but that's the only issue, is Fubuki, because of its super long reload on its guns, in a gunfight against another really good gunboat person, will just dominate a Fubuki, okay? The Hatsuharu, I'm not a big fan. This one's definitely going into C tier. I have no reason ever to play Hatsuharu when I have Fubuki, okay? That's all you need to know. The Guepard. The Guepard is decent. I will put it in B tier. I quite like the Guepard. There's actually a premium version called the Guepard W. It's the same exact ship, just premium. So, there you go. But the Guepard's okay. It's not bad. It's got good guns, decent guns. It has a reload booster. So in a gunfight, actually Guepard can be the best DD at tier 5 in terms of guns. If you combine that reload booster at a perfect time, you can outgun everything, because these guns on the Frenchies, you have to respect them. They hit like freight trains. You'd be surprised. But I've played Guepard quite a bit, and in my experience, in the right situations, Guepard can be disgusting. But the only problem I have, if it had a smoke screen, it would be at A tier. It might even be at S tier if it had a smoke screen. But it doesn't. And that's one of my main issues I have with a lot of these Frenchies, is they don't have smoke screens. Now, a lot of you guys might be saying, well, Ghost, why don't you put the Eagle then like A or S tier? Because the Eagle, I don't have a lot of playtime with it. And I don't think the Eagle has a reload booster. I think it sacrifices a smoke screen for a reload booster. So, yeah. Anyway. Guepard, I quite like it. I don't play it a lot, but I do quite like it. It's a good gunboat. So, y'all should know I like gunboats. The Shinonome, it's a shittier Fubuki. It's going in B tier. That's all you need to know. It's a Fubuki. It has less range on its torpedoes. The torps hit about the same. The guns are basically the same. It's a premium, so it makes money. And it's super rare. The only way to get Shinonome is out of crates. You cannot buy it. I was lucky to get it out of a Super 5 container. I like it. It's actually it's my gunboat build Fubuki. I play the Fubuki for torpedoing, and I actually run a gunboat build on my Shinonome just for the memes. And it's actually quite effective. People get caught off guard with it. But it's a shittier Fubuki, so that's all you really need to know. Everything about the Shinonome is shittier. So, yeah. I almost don't play it at all because of that. But if I ever just want to be weird and go play a gunboat Japanese DD at tier 5, then I hop in the Shinonome. But other than that, there's no reason to ever play Shinonome when there's Fubuki. So there you go. The Gaede, A tier. Honestly, it's probably going to go, for me, it's going to go right behind the Gaede. The Gaede is pretty good. It's almost on the same level as T61, but the only problem with Gaede is its reload on its guns is shittier. I think, yeah, it's shittier because it has bigger guns, and the fact that it's more sluggish. And it, in my experience, it's not on the same level as T61. Now, it can put out decent amounts of damage. Like if a T61's not careful, a Gaede can outgun a T61, but overall, though, it's not premium, so it doesn't make a lot of money. But I don't mind it. That's why I'm putting it in A tier. I'm respecting it, but I don't think it's on the same level as like T61 or Fubuki. But I don't mind the Gaede. It's quite good. It's got decent guns, but they're quite long reloading because of the fact that you have the option to put on the 150 millimeter 6-inch guns, or you can keep the 120s on it and remain the, retain the reload that the T61 has. But again, I don't play a lot of Gaede because I have T61, so that's why it's just staying in A tier. It can be an A or even an S tier, like top of A tier. It could be an S tier in certain situations. Like it's hard for me to rank this one because I quite like the Gaede. I prefer the T61, but I don't mind the Gaede either. It's pretty effective. I mean, it's got decent torps, decent guns, sonar smoke combo, but overall I still prefer my T61 just because it's premium. And it has a smaller profile. It's not as long as the Gaede. It can turn better. That's probably why, honestly, the T61, in my opinion, is just better because it has a better profile and it feels better to play. I don't know. For me, the Gaede is just too sluggish, and I don't know. I don't like that about some DDs. The Gallant, I've never played it, but it's basically an Icarus. So I'll put it at B tier. I've never played it. I don't have it. But I'm sure I would like it if I did. But just because I'm going to put it at the very back of B tier because I've never played it. But I've heard good things about it. I've seen a lot of people do crazy shit with it. Like I know Corky Bark. He's in my Discord. He's been following me for a long time. I've known him for a while. He absolutely loves this thing. So I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's basically an Icarus, but better. So, but then again, I've never played it. So I would have to get it and play it. You know what I mean? It might even be an A tier as well, along with Icarus. And finally, for the final ship, the Mahan. Yeah, the Mahan's going at the top of S tier. I love the Mahan, and it recently got a buff. Wargaming recently gave it 8-kilometer torpedoes on an American DD at tier 5, which is crazy shit. It's got great guns. It's arguably the best gunboat. Actually, no, it is the best gunboat at tier 5. I mean, it's got the best reload, 3 2-second reload, 5 5-inch guns. Any DDs that are close enough, if you're within 6-7 kilometers of a Mahan, you are fucked. There's almost nothing you can do. The only thing a Mahan has to worry about is radar cruisers, which there aren't many at tier 6, so that's really not a worry, and German destroyers with sonar. But if you're a smart American DD captain in a Mahan, if you see a German DD, turn the fuck away. Don't push the German DD, or otherwise you're just going to get sonar smoke combo. Just keep him at arm's length. Keep him past 5 kilometers. I've never had problems with my Mahan. The Mahan has good torps because it recently got a buff even. It's still going to go in S tier even if it didn't have decent torps. But they just gave it 8-kilometer torps for whatever fucking reason. So they made my Mahan even better. I love it. There you go. It has insane guns, great DPM. It puts out shitloads of shells. It's got American smoke screens. They last forever. 2-minute smokes. It's got decent maneuverability. There is one downside in the fact that it has pretty bad concealment. The weird thing about the Mahan is it's actually kind of tall. The superstructure is tall, and Wargaming gave it like a 0.3 kilometer extra concealment. So it has like a 5.8 kilometer concealment, which can be dangerous because a lot of people out there have like a 5.2 kilometer Fubuki. I've been stealth torpedoed by people. Like people that are really good at like keeping their range from people. If they know how to abuse the spotting mechanics, some stupid shit can happen. I've been stealth torpedoed by DDs that just keep themselves away. So that's a problem that the Mahan can run into. I've had it happen, but it usually doesn't happen. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you do something else and not be stealth torped. But overall, I love the Mahan. It's a Daka monster. It has good torps now, especially with the recent buff they gave it. I don't know why they gave it an extra 2 kilometers to its torps, but I'll take it. Please buff my American DDs more. I will absolutely take it. But anyway, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to be my Tier 5 Destroyer tier list. Yeah. Let's go through, of course, and organize each tier accordingly. So, starting out with D tier, what do I think the best ship of D tier is? I'm not even going to bother ranking these two because obviously I've never played them. So, the Bavoy and the Aviator, I think I'm going to keep it the way it is. I don't like Italians. It's just a common trend, except when we get to the battleships. Italian battleships, I'll actually probably put them higher, especially when we get to these higher tiers. There's some juicy ones. But as it stands, the DDs, I don't like the DDs at all. So I'm going to keep that the way it is. Now for C tier, the top of C tier probably has to go to the Fusion. I think the Fusion will be fine there, followed by the Vasteras. I can respect that. I will put the Eagle in front of the Stored. Actually, I'll put the Eagle in front of even the Vasteras. I'll keep the Vasteras there, the Stored there, and the Hatsuharu there. Perfect. For B tier, the top of B tier probably has to go to the Monahan, just because I played it probably the most out of all these. Followed by the Leone, I think that's pretty respectable. Followed by the Guepard, yeah. And I think that's perfect. I think B tier is fine the way it is. The top of A tier probably has to go to the, for me, probably the Icarus. Followed by the Gnevny. Followed by the Anshan. Followed by the Gaede. I think that's fine. And S tier is perfect. Mahan, my favorite tier 5 DD, probably. Pretty much. I love the Mahan. Followed by T61. That's perfect. Followed by Fubuki. There you go. So that is my list, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you guys want to make your own list, you guys can, of course, go to tiermaker.com. Just search it. You can make your own stuff. Fuck around with this kind of shit. It's fun. And I hope you all did have some fun with this, too. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all on the next one. See ya.